Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to welcome back Tammi Pitzen, the Executive Director of the Children's Advocacy Center of Jackson County. Tammi, good to see you again.
Good to see you. Good.
Thanks for being here. So, in case anyone doesn't know, what exactly is the CAC's role in preventing child abuse in Jackson County?
So the Children's Advocacy Center of Jackson County provides services to children who have been abused in the form of medicals, therapy interventions. We provide forensic interviews and support and advocacy services. We do this all through our campus, which is an old Victorian house, and a second building that is set up just like a house so that it's more comfortable, and we coordinate all the people who need information that are doing those investigations.
Okay, so I know I want to talk about a symposium you guys are having coming up shortly, but before we get there, I want to ask you about, we saw another case of possible involvement between a teacher and a student in a Medford school, in this case, possible sexting between the two. What can we talk to our kids about access? Because there's so much with social media nowadays that people can interact with their teachers, interact with friends, other adults. There's so much that is a danger to our kids. What should we tell them?
You know, I think you have open conversations around and set expectations about what are the boundaries. With social media and all of our 24 hours access to kids and to each other, I think the lines become really blurry, and we need to set the boundaries and the expectations very clear for our kids about what we want them to be able to do online. It feels like sort of that you're anonymous and there's not really people behind sometimes the interactions online, and there are tons of social media and outlets that we didn't have when I was growing up. My parents always knew when I was talking to anybody because it was the phone, and it was in the kitchen.
Phone. It was probably right there.
And it was the kitchen. So we need to, as parents, adapt and have our rules and expectations adapt with that.
And the symposium coming up, I know there's a lot to cover with that, but there was a segment for parents, correct?
Yes, our Monday night on June the 20th is really open to the public. It's free. It's going to be held at the Inn at the Commons, and it's really some guidance from from Miles, who is Miles Wiltrout, who's the coordinator of the Southern Oregon High-Tech Crime Task Force, and he's going to help do a presentation to help parents figure out the dangers online. And so really giving some guidance about how to work with social media and not against it, because most kids have it, and kind of how to help manage that. Okay,
and so that's the first night of the symposium.
That is.
And that is free to the public, as you said.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about the rest of that
okay.
After we take a quick break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, here with Tammi Pitzen from the Children's Advocacy Center of Jackson County. So Tammi, you guys have the symposium coming up shortly. We talked a little bit about the first night. What can people expect in the paid portion of the symposium?
So the second day we have national speakers coming in from National and Missing and Exploited Children's and the National Children's Alliance and the Crimes Against Children Research Center. The whole symposium is geared towards internet crimes against children, and it's called Caught in the Web. It is open. The registration fee is $100. This is a really unique and rare opportunity for professionals or interested community members in Southern Oregon. This caliber of training is usually in larger cities and larger conferences. So we're very lucky and very fortunate to be able to offer this here in this community. Very
nice. Okay, so I do want to ask you, we've been following something for a little over a month now. Fancy has now joined the Black, I believe it's a Black Lab.
Yes.
Fancy has now joined the Children's Advocacy Center as a service dog and helping comfort these kids in these difficult times. How's Fancy doing, and how's Fancy fitting in?
Fancy is fitting in fabulous, and she is a wonderful addition to our staff, working very hard and tirelessly on behalf of the children that come in through the center.
Very nice. Glad to hear everything's working out very
yes.
well. Okay. So if people want to find out more about the CAC, how they can attend the symposium or any of the other trainings, the Darkness to Light sort of things you guys do, what can they do?
They can go to the website, which is www.cacjc.org, and all the information is there on the first page.
Very good. Tammi, good to see you as always. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.